What's up, everybody? I'm Flash. This is One Man's Opinion, the show where we cover just about everything, and today we're talking about Nefarious. Nefarious is a 2023 film starring Sean Patrick Flanery, an actor most people, or at least I know, from the Boondock Saints. I didn't even realize it was Sean Patrick Flanery until after the movie was over and I saw his name in the credits. Then it all hit me like a ton of bricks. Why am I talking about Nefarious today? It's probably a movie you've not heard of, and I'm glad you clicked on this video because you should have heard of it. I need to give you a rundown of this movie and let you know what it's about, and I need to break this thing down for you, but I also need to convince you to give this movie a shot. And so I'm going to do the best that I can to do that. Number one, let me tell you what it's about. This movie is about a man, Sean Patrick Flanery's character, Edward, who is an inmate on death row. He's about to be put to death, but first a psychiatrist needs to sign off on his death and say the dude's not insane, he knows what he's doing, and it's okay to go ahead and let him serve out his death penalty. But the thing is, when the psychiatrist gets there and gets to talking to him, Edward claims to be possessed by a demon.
I'm not Edward. I'm a demon.
And so this chess match begins between this psychiatrist and this demon. If he's a demon or not, I'll let you watch the movie and figure that out for yourself. But this chess match begins. It's sort of a battle of wits. It's very reminiscent of Silence of the Lambs when Clarice first meets Dr. Lecter. There's this intense back and forth, and very quickly it's clear that one of them definitely has the intellectual high ground in the conversation. The back and forth between these two is phenomenal, and there is even a point where the psychiatrist appears to have gotten the upper hand. So like it is an intriguing back and forth, but I've got to say the acting in this movie is so phenomenal that even though 99% of this movie is just two dudes having a conversation sitting across from each other, it is incredibly engaging. And it's engaging for a multitude of reasons. Number one, the acting is phenomenal. The two are absolutely killing it. Sean Patrick Flanery playing this split personality sort of guy who's got this demonic side, but every now and again the demon will release control and, throw it back over to Edward, who is the man that he's possessing. And listen, he'll go from being this hyper-intelligent, cold, calculating character.
It's probably just a coincidence.
To this sobbing, weeping, remorseful, regretful, tormented soul.
It won't let me. It can go away. It can go away.
Who is Edward, who claims he doesn't know what he's done, or knows what he's done but didn't choose to do it. He was forced to do it by this demon, that's taken over his body. That's the story he gives. And when Sean Patrick Flanery switches between the two, it reminded me of Split quite a bit, because James McAvoy did such a good job when he swapped between characters. But I don't know that James McAvoy ever made me have the emotions. I don't know that he ever stirred the emotions in me that Sean Patrick Flanery is able to stir in this performance. It's that good. The dude, when the demon is on, you get to where okay, this guy really sucks. He's mean. He's a mean dude. And then when Edward has control, he's so... It's so sad to watch. Legitimately almost brought me to tears at times, because this dude is so tortured by this other side, this demon, that it's heartbreaking to watch. And it's heartbreaking to watch what the demon does to him, the joy that it gets from torturing Edward and making his life as miserable as possible. It's heartbreaking to watch. Beyond that, this chess match, this back and forth that the two go on, the subject matter, the things that they talk about are real. It's like, when's the last time you watched a movie that dealt with real subjects? It seems like movies now are just trying to cash a check so often that any movie you go to watch is heartless and flavorless and just seems run-of-the-mill, copy, cut, and paste from the last one. Marvel movies have gotten so bad about being that way that, every character has the same personality now. Every male character is the same. Every female character is the same. The story beats are more or less the same. it just, it's repetitive. Disney movies have gotten that way. They're just rehashing old movies, Star Wars movies, lost the storytelling that they were once so capable of. And, those are all Disney properties, sure, but Disney, I think, is the biggest offender. But also, you see other movie studios going that way. You still get gems every now and again. I've watched some movies this year that I really, really liked. That's all well and good. But a movie with this kind of depth, with this kind of acting, I don't know that I've seen another movie this good this year, and I say that with all seriousness. And it's crazy because I know most people haven't really heard of this movie or had a chance to see much about it. If you get a chance, go watch a trailer on it. Just see if it's something that you might be interested in, because I'm telling you, the movie is a ride. And yeah, some of the conversations are going to make some of you uncomfortable. It deals with demons. It deals with Christianity. It deals with sin. There's, talks about murder and, the over-sexualization of our culture. It deals with abortion. Like, it talks about a lot of heavy subjects. But I think that they're all handled very, very wisely, coming from the source material that's being pulled from, this demon being the one given the spin on it. And so I would say, even if you disagree with like the point that the movie's trying to make, even if you don't like that direction that it takes, think about the last time you sat down and watched a movie that made you feel something, that made you think about it, that made you consider the message that it was trying to get across. Even if you disagree, that tug, at your mind, forcing you think about things, maybe forcing you to have these emotions and, decide which way, what's right, what's wrong, that sort of thing is so rare now that I couldn't help but be drawn into it. And like I said, the whole movie is basically just a conversation between these two. There are other characters that come in and out. There is a little bit of action toward the end. There are other things that happen, but by and large, 90% of this film takes place in one room where two dudes are having a conversation, and it is still one of the most enthralling and attention-grabbing movies that I've sat down in a while, and I didn't feel any bit of that runtime. I was so engaged with this conversation and this back and forth, and I've got to tell you, there are times where the two are on stage and something will happen, and I just smiled because the acting is that good. Sometimes Sean Patrick Flannery would say or do something, or when he swapped from one personality to the other, you just like, this is good. This is good. I don't care if you're a film buff. I don't care who you are, what kind of movies you like. Personally, I can't see where someone couldn't help but appreciate the acting that is being done on screen. And it's not just Sean Patrick Flannery. Jordan Belfi as the psychiatrist also does a phenomenal job in his role, playing this guy who starts off so confident and then gets drugged down this impossible rabbit hole and sort of unwinds as the movie goes on, and then has to find his footing by the end of it. It's compelling stuff. It really, really is. Look, I can't sell this movie to you any more than what I've said, because I don't want to give away the ending. I don't want to give away where the story goes or how it progresses too much. So you're just going to have to take my word on this. If you're a movie fan, if you're a fan of good movies, if you like thrillers, if you like movies that make you think, if you like something that's a little bit different, a little bit off the beaten path for where movies have been for the last several years, this is a movie for you. A movie that'll get you thinking, a movie that will take you along this ride. And I got to tell you, it just has, like I said, Silence of the Lambs, Split, it has elements of a lot of great psychological thriller movies. So I say give it a shot if you're interested. If it sounds like something that you'd like, I think Nefarious is legitimately one of the best movies of the year, and maybe one of the best movies of the past few years. And it's not getting publicity because of some of the subjects it deals with. Obviously, Hollywood politically leans one way or the other. We're not going to get into the politics of it on this channel. But I think we all know beyond the shadow of a doubt that Hollywood certainly has a certain political affiliation And so a movie that tackles subjects like abortion and comes from a certain point of view is not going to get that much coverage. But anyway, have you seen Nefarious? If so, let me hear your thoughts in the comments below, because I don't know many people that have had a chance to watch this movie. By the way, you can watch it on Vudu. You can rent it there for $20. I would have paid $25. The price of admission is more than worth it. Get some friends together, go in on it, do it however you want to do, but it's definitely worth the price of admission to get this movie. And if you haven't seen it, go give it a shot if you're interested, and then come back here, because I really want to have a conversation with somebody about this film. So come back here and leave some comments for me, and I'll be happy to have a discussion with you in the comments below. If you have seen Nefarious and you disagreed with me, you didn't like it, you didn't like the direction of it, don't get mad. Remember, this is all just one man's opinion. Thanks.